Hello everybody and welcome to Brighton, England. We're here for the Great British Invasion. It's episode 91, Tombstone TV. My name is Bullet and Awesome. This opening contest is set for one fall. Introducing first, all the way from Denmark, Europe's own. He's one half of the Great Danes. Making his way to the ring for his second ever ranked singles matchup here in CWS. This is Peter Dane. Peter Dane making his way to the ring here, folks. Looking for his second singles matchup. Peter, unfortunate last month when he debuted in a tag team matchup alongside his brother against the tag team champions of the world, Bad Manners. He wasn't even tagged into the matchup before they lost the match. The next week on Tombstone TV, he was in singles action, and he was unsuccessful in that matchup against one half of the tag team champions, Bad Manners. Here tonight, he is taking on one half of a different tag team, the former tag team champions. If you remember last week, folks, Casper Dane, Peter's brother, was in singles action against Bobby Locke, and today, Peter Dane is in singles action against this man right here. After re-signing with CWS for Season 3, he's an OG roster member. This is Tom E. Load. And Tom E. Load making his way to the ring here for his 14th ranked singles matchup. He is a former tag team champion alongside his partner, Bobby Locke. Tom E. Load of the tag team Lock and Load. It's our first time seeing him here in Season 3. Great to see that he has signed on for an exclusive deal here, folks. That's right, Lock and Load back together again, and Tom E. looking to straighten out his singles record here. Predominantly a tag team competitor, Lock and Load have had some incredible bouts as a duo here in CWS. I am excited to see how Season 3 fares for them, both individually and as a tag team. The referee rings the bell, and look at the kick to the midsection from Tom E. out the gates. And Peter Dane managing to take Tom E. down. Oh, goes for the leg drop and misses. Tom evading that one, and look at that forearm to the side of the face. Folks, we're in Brighton, England. We're on the path to Capital Carnage 4. This is part of our Great British Invasion tour. Last week we were in Wales. The week prior we were in Scotland, of course. And folks, next week the British Invasion ends and we go. We're going to Spain, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, for the go-home show to Capital Carnage 4. Mayhem in Madrid. Next week, folks, I do believe we are going to be in Barcelona, Spain, for Tombstone TV episode 92. That's right, folks. Next week will be our 92nd Tombstone TV. Oh, Peter Dane with the go behind. And Tom E. evades it, breaks the hold, and goes behind on his own. They're struggling. Neither man can get a foothold on. Peter takes him down. And Peter's cranking away here at the head. Is Tom E. going to submit? Oh. The Dynamic Cam catching all of the action here. And oh, he rolls out of it. And what the heck? From the top, the moonsault connects, and Peter gets taken down. Tom E. going to the well and finding something glorious. And from the top, the crossbody attack to the outside takes Peter Dane down. And the standing shooting star. This is all new offense here from Tom E. Looks like a far more serious, a far more dangerous Tom E. Load. He had these loaded in the chamber, and it looks like it's taken him to Season 3 to unload the barrel. We've got a pinfall attempt here. 1, 2, and a kick out of 2. Surely Tom E. Lotus is a curling fall-away slam away from victory. Maybe a triangle choke that he favors. Peter Dane getting dropped across that top rope and launched back, and Tom E. one more time. Oh, the double axe handles from the middle rope. They connect. He's stalking Peter Dane. Off the ropes he goes on the run, and that European uppercut connects. Nearly sent him back to Denmark with that one, but Peter escapes, kicking out of the leg and the leaping forearm to the face. These guys are so quick. And kick to the face, connects, and we've got the 1-2. Is Peter Dane going to pick up his first victory? And no. Tom E. gets the shoulder off the mat, breaking off that pinfall, and now another choke being applied here. Oh, and Tom E. escapes the hold, but Peter Dane punches him, launches him into the corner, and look at this, Load fighting out of it. Load scooping him up, and that neck breaker. Suplex, feint, neck breaker. Load now dragging Peter away from the corner. And Peter with the European uppercut of his own, and oh my God, off the ropes! He springboards back, catches the head, and that DDT to Tom E. And from the top, Peter's up. He's up. What's he looking for? From the top, that cross body, and oh my God, he caught him! The backbreaker! Backbreaker! And Tom E. with the freaky strength. Off the top again, the moonsault connects. That loaded moonsault connects, and oh my goodness, oh my gosh. Now it's Tom E. Load on the top rope. Goes for the kick and misses, but he connected with that one, the drop kick from the top. Last week, Casper defeated Bobby Locke, and oh my God, look at that, sent onto the face, and I think he burst him. 1, 2, 3. Tom E. Load picking up only his 4th ever singles win. And Peter Dane goes 0-2, another loss on the record. Folks, we have a stacked show coming up tonight, but before I get into that, let me just confirm for you next week, Tombstone TV episode 92, the Great Danes will be going up against Lock and Load, 2-on-2 action. That's right, folks, they are 1 win apiece in singles matches. Let's see what happens when they go 2-on-2 in the squared circle. Great Danes, Lock and Load, next week on Tombstone TV as we enter Barcelona. It's gonna be a great go home show, let me assure you. We're gonna see Lock and Load tag teaming for the first time in season 3, folks, next week here on Tombstone TV. But speaking of tag teams, folks, the Fortunate Sons will be in action next as they hope to pick up their first tag team victory. They're gonna go up against the 2 men that attacked them last week. Fortunate Sons scheduled for a match against Los Bestias Locos, Pantera Roa Dos, and Loco Lobo Azul. And before the match, Wolf, Prince, and King Toro, the Intercontinental Champion King Toro, attacked the Fortunate Sons. After all of the weeks of madness between the Fortunate Sons and Wolf Prince, it just continues. And tonight, folks, tag team matchup. I've been told by Prince Toro and King by King Toro and Wolf Prince to refer to them as Los Bestias Locas. Folks, we still don't know where Pantera Roados, Anaconda, Prince Toro, and Loco Lobo Azul stand with Wolf Prince and King Toro. They seemed as shocked as anyone to see them attacking the Fortunate Sons prior to their match last week. We'll see what happens tonight as King Toro and Wolf Prince take on the Fortunate Sons in tag action. And folks, Los Bestias Locas, Pantera Roados, and Loco Lobo Azul will be against Aerospace later on as well. We'll also see Moonbeam Jr. in action against Big Ben, the World's Heavyweight Champion, and so much more. Stick with us here at CWS Tombstone TV. That tag match coming up right here next. What an opening contest we had for you folks, and now it's time for that tag team matchup that I just mentioned. We're here in Brighton, England for the Great British Invasion, and they're here, folks, looking to conquer some uncharted territory. These treasure hunters, it's Nate and Drake, the Fortunate Sons. They've made their way across to the British Isles. And tonight they're gonna go 2-on-2 with men that have making their lives hell for the past few weeks. Wolf Prince and his friend and partner, the Intercontinental Champion of CWS, King Toro, referring to themselves as Los Bestias Locas. I haven't had any confirmation of that officially, folks, as the Fortunate Sons await the arrival of their opponents here tonight. Thank you for joining us here for CWS, and look at this, folks. This looks oddly familiar. Wolf Prince on your right, the CWS Intercontinental Champion King Toro on your left, and look at this, folks. That's the entrance of Pantera Roados and Loco Lobo Azul. Is that homage? Is that respect? Or are they taking the mick out of the other men? Prior to the matchup last week between Pantera Roados and Loco Lobo Azul, the Fortunate Sons, these guys attacked them before the bell, softening them up, and Los Bestias Locas picked up the victory. And now, because of that, they're headed to the number one contenders match tonight, folks, when they take on Aerospace in tag team action. That's your semi-main event later on tonight. Let's see what happens when the Fortunate Sons get their hands on the Intercontinental Champion King Toro and his tag team partner for the evening in Wolf Prince. And look at that shot! He just took him flat down to the mat like that. The underhook, the suplex, it connects. King Toro rocked by that one, surely beat it. Whip into that corner. And the tag being made, and now King Toro getting double teamed here by the Fortunate Sons. And folks, you gotta wonder, where is Misfortune? Misfortune has not been seen for season 3 here in CWS. Is she gonna arrive, get in the corner of her brothers? Does she know they're here? Surely she's watching here as King Toro makes the attack, and now it's Wolf Prince and King Toro launching off the corner. Oh my God, the big back body drop. And Wolf Prince, the undefeated in singles action, laying waste to the enemy here. Let's see if we can get an interview with King Toro up in the apron right now. King Toro, are you guys truly part of Los Bestias Locas? How do Lobo Azul and Pantera Roados feel about you being here? Right, I'd love to hear that from the mouth of Pantera Roados or from Loco Lobo Azul. Even from your son, Prince Toro, the former 2-time light heavyweight champion. From Anaconda, the multi-time women's champion. Is Hannah coming back? What can you tell me about Anaconda? Okay. What does Wolf Prince have to do to pick up victory here in this matchup for your team tonight? Avoid this. Okay, that's pretty wise. And from the top, the splash. My God, the Fortunate Sons fortunate to connect on that one. Wolf Prince, who has absolutely brought this fire upon himself At the debutante brawl too, we saw the Fortunate Sons scheduled for individual singles matches, and in the main event, prior to Tiernan O getting his hands on him, Will Prince arrived and he attacked the Fortunate Son before the matchup, taking the spot in the match himself and attacking Tiernan O, picking up the victory in the main event, and since then he's been undefeated in CWS. Oh, shoulder breaker. We haven't actually seen much of Tiernan O since, and look at that, Wolf makes the attack, King Toro now legal. And Wolf dropping down to the outside and just launching his opponent back to the ring, setting him up, softening him up for King Toro to pick up the victory perhaps. My goodness. Off the ropes he goes and into the corner post, making Wolf Prince watch as he lays waste to him, grabs the ankles of King Toro and lays him flat down to the mat. We gotta cover. One. And the Intercontinental Champion kicks out of one. You gotta do a bit more than that to defeat King Toro, of course. The man went on a spree of world domination. These are two of the original members of Los Bestias Locas in the original form of the group. And they're back here in CWS to the surprise of many. Fortunate Sons tag again, keeping the quick tags alive in this one. Double arm drag takeover, and my goodness. Off the ropes, and the dive-in headbutt connects. Into the corner, the King goes, and Fortunate Sons yet again, quick tags. Shoulder tackle. And look at this, folks, splitting the legs of the King. Oh my God, King Toro reverses the Irish whip. In total control now, and that's how quick momentum can change here. A clubbing blow across the back, and now the King. Oh, scuffing up the face here. Oh, sling blade, and he takes him down. We've got the cover, and the Wolf says no and stomps on the head of his opponents, keeping the match alive. I'm not too sure King Toro wouldn't have kicked out of that one anyway. But Wolf taking no chances. Fortunate Sons make another tag. Off the ropes he goes, and oh, look at that! The Fortune Finder, and we've got a cover. We got the one, we got the two, and the kick out from King Toro. Wolf Prince not breaking that one up, surprisingly, and up on the top. He's seeking gold with the double axe handle, but no, the gut punch from the King. The King now whipping him off the ropes. He goes, drop down. Big back elbow and taking the opponent flat down to the mat. Slipping out to the outside, a left jab to the face. The King looks rocked. Oh, as they play and pass him as he scoops him up. Shoulder breaker. The King now making the tag, and Wolf Prince back into the ring. And the Wolf gonna lay his Prince all over the body here. Running knee to the midsection. Wolf toying with his prey. Right hand turned him inside out, scoops him up. The accordion. Wolf with this accordion. Playing him like a fool and slamming him flat down to the mat just like that. We've got a cover. We've got the 1, 2, and oh my goodness. At the last second, diving in to save the match for his team. But the Wolf is stalking his prey. Goes for the kick, but he's scouting it. He's been caught with that before, but the Wolf with the knee lift. There's only so much. Oh, Wolf taking his time. He goes for the knee, and oh my goodness, I don't know, did he fall from the top perhaps? But that was the first true moment of weakness I've seen out of Wolf Prince, and look at that, it didn't last all that long. Wolf with the straight right to the top of the head, making the tag. King Toro now in. Wolf out onto the apron. Oh, and look at this punching combination here, and a headbutt. King Toro taking his opponent down, targeting the leg. targeting the leg here, and now he's got the cover. Gauntlet across the face to one, and a kick out of one. Can you believe that, folks? A kick out of one in a matchup this heated. The Fortunate Sons seem to have found their inner strength and resolve here. Gut punch here, and the Wolf Prince balancing his opponent on the ropes. Off the ropes he goes, a drop down, and oh, a leapfrog. Look at the athleticism out of this man. Big back body drop, and the Wolf kicks to the back of the head. Alright, I'm going to say it, folks. Las Bestias Locas, they look to be in total control. I'm going to call them that until I'm told not to by either Loco, Lobo, Azul, Pantera, Roaros, or Anaconda. I'm going to take them at their word because they're a well-oiled machine and a team. I wasn't expecting them to be able to just sink back into their tag team ways like they used to do on the independent scene all those years ago. But Wolf Prince and King Toro working together very well here tonight. Spare! The rolling heel kick, and next Wolf Prince has been taken down. Wolf Prince is down, but he's not out. But that clothesline might do it. Stomp across the face. And the cover. One. And the kick out of one. And oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Wolf looks fired up. Whip to the corner. Tag again. Will the Fortunate Sons be able to dominate here? And look at this. The Fortune Finder connects. Have they found their moment? 1, 2, and not even a 2 count as King Toro, the Raging Bull himself, charges across the ring and breaks up that count. Wolf Prince, I don't know, is he going to kick out of that one? And he gets tossed into that barricade. The advertisement on the outside here for the Great British Invasion. And oh, he turns the tide and just launched Fortune into that advert for Capital Carnage 4 from Mayhem in Madrid, our pay-per-view in roughly, 10 days or so. Oh, what's going on here on the outside? King Toro with the right to the face. Is he going to keep him occupied? Straight right hand. Will Las Bestias Locas take the count out, folks? That was a scooped up power slam, and now Wolf up on the turnbuckle. What's he looking for? He drops back into the ring. And as Fortune makes his way back into the ring, he walks right into the offense here, and the clothesline. Wolf with that clothesline, and oh no, the count gets broken up again. What a tag match, folks. The referee's gonna have to have words with these guys to stop this interference. And the spinning, that heel kick connects, and whoa, 1, 2, 3. Wolf picks up the victory, and the team known as Los Bestias Locas pick up the dub. And the Fortunate Sons go 0-3 as a tag team since arriving on the scene here in CWS. What does this mean for Las Bestias Locas? Later on tonight, as Pantera Roa Dos takes on Loco Azul take on Aerospace in that #1 contenders tag team matchup. Who knows, folks? But before that, we've got the light heavyweight champion in action tonight, folks. We had a #1 contenders matchup last week on Tombstone TV between beautiful Bruno Bravo and Dylan. Bruno Bravo picking up the victory in that one. Dylan wanting the singles matchup, wanting to take on the champion tonight. They have wrestled before, folks, in a #1 contenders matchup just prior to WrestleFest 2. And Ed Chef picked up the victory that night. He then went on to defeat Prince Toro at the event to become the light heavyweight champion. And we're going to run that one back tonight, folks. A bit of a tune-up match here, perhaps, for Ed Chef. Dylan looking to prove that he can go toe-to-toe with the best in the division. He'll truly prove that if he can defeat Ed, who is undefeated with 4-0. Dylan yet to get a singles victory here. He is 0-3. Are we in for an upset here tonight? Will Dylan defeat the light heavyweight champion in singles action? Find out with me, folks. That matchup's coming up soon. Look at these guys celebrating. Are we looking at a new tag team here with the Intercontinental Champion and Wolf Prince? When I say new, I mean new for CWS. Obviously, they're well established on the indies. That was a heck of a dominant display. Fortunate Son's yet to catch a break. Folks, don't go anywhere. You're going to see the light heavyweight champion in action next as he goes up against Dylan. Matchup number 3 here on episode 91 Tombstone TV. The Great British Invasion. We're in Brighton, England. And it is bright in England today, folks. Your CWS Light Heavyweight Champion of the World is in action. Coming down to the ring first, this is Mr. Ed Chef. Ed Chef, the head chef of his own kitchen, folks. Taking time out of running that restaurant to come to Tombstone TV and perform. His sous chef is left behind to run the kitchen tonight. This is what he does for fun, folks. He takes one night off a week, working 6 days straight in the kitchen, leaving his sous chef in charge, and he comes out to let off a bit of steam outside the kitchen here and come wrestle. This guy is so dedicated. He's got the recipe for success. And if he can handle a match the way he handles his kitchen, we're in for a 5-star classic. This guy wants to be top a la carte, the master of the rolling pins, the chicken wing gutbuster, the tequila sunrise, and of course, he's got those killer knife-edge chops. The reigning light heavyweight champion in a tune-up match ahead of his collision ahead of Mayhem in Madrid. His opponent for tonight, folks, the villain, Dylan. This gangly man is here, folks, and he is home. He is actually from Brighton, England, but even the people here don't claim him, getting booed in his hometown here at the Great British Invasion. Dylan yet to pick up a singles victory since arriving at the scene in CWS. He claims to be the lightest heavyweight and a master escape artist and a mastermind, and yet, folks, I'm yet to see the evidence. Dylan lost the number 1 contenders match a few weeks ago to Ed Chef. He claimed victory escaped him that night. He lost to beautiful Bruno Bravo just last week, but he is staking his claim. He's calling his shot. He reckons he can defeat the champion. Looking to prove his mettle here with the best. And iron does sharpen iron. Ed knows that from his knives, folks, and this thing starts off hot, and already they're going back and forth. And look at this, a test of strength, a test of wills. And Dylan manages to roll Ed through and get the headlock applied. Cranking at it. And Ed escapes that one and he's locked up. Dylan, arm wrapped behind his back. I don't think Ed was whispering sweet nothings in his ear as Dylan elbows the face of Ed, and they've locked up with each other. A test of wills, a test of strength, a test of resolve here. Ed ducks underneath, he's grabbed the wrist, and Dylan's in a bad way. And Dylan, using his gangly lankiness, managing to take Ed down. We've got a cover attempt here. We've got a 1 and a kick out of 1. And a rolling pin of his own. Dylan wrapping up the champ, and no, he kicks out before 1. Ed sliding to the outside, maybe to take a breather. Dylan climbing to the top. taunting the fans, kissing his homeland. And Dylan now with the headlock being applied here. This is a much different matchup those we've seen already here tonight. Oh, and the big back elbow. Dylan gets taken down, and Ed now mounts him. And look at these clubbering blows across the face. Stomped in the midsection. And the clothesline taken down. Dylan, the villain Dylan. We know, folks, that Ed's going to be in action as he takes on beautiful Bruno Bravo at Mayhem in Madrid. That's Capital Carnage 4. We also know that the Grand Raj Ram will be defending his championship against the man he took it from last month, Niall Foxy Fox, the native Irish Fox. Folks, we're also going to have General Lee Good in action as he challenges King Toro at Capital Carnage 4 for the Intercontinental Champion. And speaking of General Lee Good, he'll be in action tonight, folks. When he takes on Ozone of the Cosmic Alliance, the inaugural Intercontinental Champion. General Lee looking for a tune-up match of his own, and Ozone also wanted to prove that he can be a contender in the division. Folks, we know that Bad Manners will be in action at Mayhem in Madrid when they take on the number one contenders of the Tag Team Championships. Who will that be, folks? We'll find out tonight when Los Bestias Locas, Loco Lobo Azul, and Pantera Roa Dos collide with Aerospace. The undefeated Aerospace taking on the former two-time Tag Team Champions in the semi-main event. And then, folks, the main event tonight as well, the World's Heavyweight Champion will be taking on Moonbeam Jr., former top contender for the Heavyweight World Championship. Because at Capital Carnage 4, folks, we're going to see Big Ben, the Heavyweight World Champion, take on Moonbeam Originales, father of Moonbeam Jr. He's cashing in his opportunity to fight for the Heavyweight World Championship, and he's doing that at Mayhem in Madrid. And from the top, Dylan with the shotgun dropkick, connects, and that gets dropped down to the mat. We've got to cover in one. We got not even a 2 count here as Ed gets his shoulders off the mat. So that's tonight's show, folks. We're still building the card to Capital Carnage 4, and we've got another week of Tombstone TV. The Bash in Barcelona next week for episode 92. It's going to be a stacked show, and look at that running kick. My God, that soccer kick. Oh, the shotgun dropkick misses. Dylan is actually putting in a heck of a performance here tonight, folks, against our light heavyweight champion. Ed Chef not maybe putting in his best performance, but these stomps connect. He's flattening him like a pancake. And there we have it, folks. The knife edge chop connects, and that might be it. The master of the knife edge chop connects, and oh, he nearly cleaved him in two with that one. And Ed now stalking the man. And oh my goodness, the chef's kiss. That headbutt connects. 1, 2, 3. He picked up the victory. Ed Chef has done it. Dylan still yet to pick up a victory. And folks, that's the number one contender for the light heavyweight championship. My goodness, the man that will be going to Capital Carnage 4 Mayhem in Madrid to face Ed in singles action. Beautiful Bruno Bravo staring down his opponent. What does this mean, folks, as tensions spill over? Don't go anywhere, folks. General Lee Good taking on Ozone next on Tombstone TV. Welcome back to matchup number 4 here on episode 91, Tombstone TV. This is the Great British Invasion, and folks, the number one contender for the Intercontinental Champion. This is General Lee Good, and he's making his way to the ring here, folks. This U.S. military veteran, legend in the business, with 1 win and 1 loss since arriving on the scene here, folks. This man lost to his former tag team partner, his former ally enemy, the inaugural heavyweight champion of the world here at CWS, Mr. Major Attraction, General Lee Good might have lost to him and then defeated Bovine, the cowboy, the French-Canadian cowboy, in a number one contenders matchup, folks, for the IC title. General Lee and Bovine were offered the opportunity by King Toro himself, the current Intercontinental Champion, as both men had such a history on the independent scene with King Toro. King Toro wants to bring that history here. It was General Lee Good, the better man on the night. So the match has been set for Mayhem in Madrid for Capital and Carnage 4. But for as a tune-up match that General Lee has requested, Ozone has been hand-chosen for this exhibition. Ozone of the Cosmic Alliance making his way to the ring, folks, for his 19th ranked singles matchup. This is the inaugural IC champion here in CWS, and he has promised us he has his eyes set on gold for Season 3 here in CWS. He wants to get back to winning ways. He knows he won't get the opportunity this month on pay-per-view, but if he can defeat the number one contender, surely it pushes him up the rankings, up the ladder, to contend for that Intercontinental Championship. We saw Ozone in singles action last week when he lost to the heavyweight champion of the world, Mr. Big Ben. We also saw Moonbeam Jr. and the Starshine Kid in a losing effort last week as they took on the team of Aerospace. Aerospace undefeated here in CWS, and they'll be in action again tonight when they take on Los Bestias Locos, Pantera Rodos, and Loco Lobo Azul 2-on-2 in a number one contenders match for the tag team championships. Which of those teams will go to face Bad Manners in Madrid in a week's time? And folks, we will also have a women's singles matchup on the show here tonight. One half of the tag team champions, Jazz Dancer, will be taking on Grace Angels in singles action. If Grace can pick up victory, then the Lord's Angels, Faith and Grace, will get another opportunity at the tag team women's titles at Mayhem in Madrid. And if Jazz Dancer picks up victory, Faith and Grace go back down the line, and another team will be afforded the opportunity to challenge for the tag team titles. There's a lot at stake here tonight at the Great British Invasion, as General Lee Good ducks under, gets out of the hold of Ozone, the man that gravity didn't remember, and the General, Ozone turns it around on the General. He's got that wrist lock applied, but General Lee Good ducks under, folks, getting out of that one. Surely the General's looking for a General Lee Good clothesline, a General Lee Good power bump perhaps. Oh, he misses with the elbow, and Ozone connects with the Cosmic Knee to the face. What's Ozone thinking here as he locks up with the General? Keeps him up, spins him around, and slams him back down. Ozone doing a bit of space travel there, and the General sweeps the leg, stomps the midsection, and a clubber and right hand across the back of the head. Scoops onto the shoulders and a running power slam. The General powering Ozone up, and my God, for the size of Ozone, the strength of the General that do it. Body shots connect. Ozone looking to whip the General, who reverses it. The General drops down, and the big back elbow connects. And the General deadlifts him up, and my God, turns him around and flattens him back down. My God, the domination. And there we have it, folks. The General Lee Good clothesline. He ducks it, scoops him up, and a big flat back. The General scoops him up for the spine buster. We've got a 1, 2, and Ozone kicks out of it. The General stomping at the midsection here. And what's he looking for? He's locked in this clutch. But Ozone escapes the hold, drops down and sweeps the legs. My goodness. A fine display from Ozone. Belly to belly, and no, the General connects with the headbutt. He's got Ozone on the ropes. And the General now scooping Ozone up. And drops some snake eyes onto that top turnbuckle pad. I know that might be it, folks. 1, 2, and Ozone kicks out again. The General seems to be toying with his prey right now. As Ozone kicks the top of the head, the General taking too much time. If the General affords King Toro as much opportunity at Capital Carnage 4 as he's affording Ozone tonight, he won't be taking that title. The General evades Ozone's last attack. The body shots connect, and a hip toss. The General not taking this match seriously enough, in my opinion. He's already the number 1 contender, but that doesn't mean he can phone it in. Look at this. The Dragon Whip, the leg screw. He scoops him up, and Ozone showing the world his power and his power slam. Ozone on the outside. What's he looking for here? Springboards in, and the 450. And the General kicks out. Ozone finding the strength and the resolve to get that flurry. Shooting star press connects, and all the weight of Ozone across the chest, and that might be it. 1, 2, 3. The General took Ozone so lightly, and King Toro is out. Oh, the sarcastic clap of the hands. The General in defeat, and King Toro laughing in the face of the General. Did the General take that matchup far too lightly? Ozone picking up a win here, folks, after a great showing. Don't go anywhere, folks. We've got women's singles action coming up right here next on Tombstone TV. Surely King Toro's in the head of General Lee Good ahead of their titanic tussle at Capital Carnage 4. Welcome back to the Great British Invasion. This is our 5th matchup on the show, and folks, I feel a little bad for Ozone. He picked up a massive singles victory here against the number 1 contender for the Intercontinental, General Lee Good. And after the match, the IC champion King Toro came out and made the moment all about the General. And folks, here comes one half of the women's tag team champions of the world, making her way to the ring right now. This is Jazz Dancer ahead of her singles clash here with Grace Angels. And as Jazz is making her way to the ring, oh folks, Grace Angels with the clothesline. She must have come out from the crowd. She just attacked Jazz before the bell. Folks, remember, if Grace Angels can pick up the singles victory here tonight, the Lord's Angels, Faith and Grace, will get a tag team opportunity for the titles at Capital Carnage 4 at Mayhem in Madrid. Remember at WrestleFest too, the Dancer Sisters successfully defended their titles from Faith and Grace. But this is a brilliant opportunity here for the Angel Sisters, and oh my goodness, can Grace take advantage of this early attack? And no, it doesn't seem like that's the case so far, as Jazz throws Grace into the matchup and starts this thing off. Chop across the chest, and Grace with a go behind, and a neck breaker taking Jazz Dancer down. Grace throwing the hands up to offense. And now Jazz trying to get back up to her feet. The bell is rung, the matchup has officially begun. And here we have it, folks, a lockup between these two, these experts, these tag team dominant competitors, the inaugural CWS Women's Tag Team Champions, the Faith and Grace, the Lord's Angels, and the most dominant women's tag team. Hell, I'll say it, the most dominant tag team in CWS history, the Dancer Sisters. They're on their third reign with the titles. They've probably been in more championship matches than anyone else in the history of CWS. As Grace rolls up Jazz, we've got a cover here, and oh no, Jazz kicks out of it. Dropping the elbow to the inside of the leg and off the ropes. Oh my God, look at that, a slingshot senton. Splash and the cover. One, and the shoulders up off the mat. Folks, Grace Angels is actually 2-0, undefeated in singles action. Jazz Dancer is 1-1, both women in their third ranked singles matchup here on Tombstone TV, and Jazz goes for the high kick and Grace evades it. And look at that for a crossbody, an attack taking the tag team champ down. And now Grace stalking Jazz Dancer, and oh, that chop across the chest connects. Grabs her by the hair and just whips her around the ring, and now Grace up to the second rope. For the second rope, the senton splash connects again. Was just a moment of genius from Grace to attack Jazz before the bell, and look at that, a leaping neck breaker taking Jazz Dancer down. Grace looking to position her foe. What's Grace looking for here, folks? Goes for the leg set, she's locked it in. The crossface is locked in. Crossface locked in. Is Jazz Dancer going to be forced to tap? And she does it. Jazz Dancer taps. She submits. And Grace Angels goes 3-0. And now, folks, we know it's going to be the Dancers versus the Lord's Angels at Capital Carnage Mayhem in Madrid. Lord's Angels will get another crack at the championships. Oh, Grace, that was absolutely ruthless out of you, but rather genius. Folks, I don't even know what to say. That was a stroke of genius here out of the Lord's Angels. You know that had been planned in advance. What a showdown, and what a victory there for Grace Angels, who maintains her singles winning streak. And surely they have the strategic advantage and the mental advantage as they go into that 2-2 match now at Capital Carnage for a Mayhem in Madrid, folks. What a brief contest, but what a contest it was. Folks, don't go anywhere. We've got tag team match coming up right here next. The number one contendership will be decided as Los Bestias Locas go up against Aerospace. Don't go anywhere. That bout's coming up right here next on Tombstone TV, the Great British Invasion. Ladies and gentlemen, the semi-main event of the evening as Loco Lobo Azul and Pantera. Oh my God! Not again! Are you serious? Rinse and repeat of last week with Loco Lobo Azul, Pantera Autos, Los Bestias Locas in the ring, awaiting the arrival of their opponents, Aerospace, the undefeated Branded Star, and Landed Team Moon, on their way to the ring. And the team calling themselves Los Bestias Locas, Wolf Prince and King Toro, the Intercontinental Champion, attack Aerospace on the way to the ring. Do Loco Lobo and Pantera, do they know about these? Are these preconceived plans? Or are Wolf Prince and King Toro working independently here at Great British Invasion? Folks, welcome back to episode 91 of Tombstone TV. My name is still Bullet Fun Awesome. I'm still the voice of all things Championship Wrestling Series. We're a week and a half away from Mayhem in Madrid. That's Capital Carnage 4 as Aerospace go for the tag. Landed Team Moon gets the 2 count, and Loco Lobo Azul kicks out of that one. What has been happening here? My goodness gracious. A shooting star press and a second one from Landon D. Moon. The D stands for Donovan. Landon, Donovan, Moon. Land on the moon. These guys representing the Irish Space Travel Agency, Aerospace, invested in heavily by the Irish government before they realized they don't have any Irish astronauts. So they went to the States and found some guys with some Irish blood that are willing to come across and work here as Irish astronauts. Landon D. Moon and Bernard Starr, two Americans whose families work in NASA. They know each other from NASA. One of them's mom worked in the kitchen, the other one's dad is a janitor, but look, it's fine. They work at NASA and now they're here. First ever Irish astronauts. However, the pay is shocking, so they had to take up professional wrestling just to help pay for some rent in Dublin. Isn't that scandalous? Loco Lobo Azul getting taken down with the neckbreaker here by Landon D. Moon. And Landon is in control. The undefeated, that's right, undefeated. They've had one tag match and they won it, so they are undefeated. This is their second. Will they remain undefeated? Remember, folks, #1 contendership for the Tag Team Championships of the World is what's at stake. The winner of this goes to Spain. We're going to Capital Carnage for that's Mayhem in Madrid, where Bad Manners eagerly await the victors in this contest. Pantera makes the tag. Loco out on the apron, and Landon D. Moon's knee connects with the flat of that mat, and Pantera Roja Dos of Los Bestias Locas with the power, the strength on his side. And look at this, just dragging Landon in by the head and dropping him down with a clubber and blow across the back. And now we've got a cover, and Bernard Starr makes it into the ring to break up that count before the count of 1 even. And Pantera is stomping on the inside leg here of Landon D. Moon. Bernard misses with a swing, and Pantera smartened up to the fact he was in the wrong part of town, whipping Landon into the corner of Los Bestias Locas, and now from the top, the double axe handle drop to the upturned arm. And Landon's in a bad way as Loco leaping knee connects, and he's been taken down. Former 2-time tag team champion, former Stadium Royale winner, Future Shop briefcase holder, former World's Heavyweight Champion Loco Lobo Azul. Now whipping Landon into the corner, makes the tag to Pantera, and off the ropes they go, and oh my goodness, they launched him into the skylights. I think his feet connected with some of those skylights up on the ceiling here, and look at this, Pantera going up onto Los Bestias Locas corner, and he drops the elbow. And we've got the 1, 2, and the kick out of 2. Landon showing all the signs of a man beaten up pre-match, and then getting battered during the match too, as Pantera chokes the man, catches him by the ankle, and whips him around the ring. This is the 20th tag team matchup for all combinations of Los Bestias Locas. We've got a 1. Oh, we don't even have the 1 count. That does include Wolf Prince and King Toro's match earlier, and any other time that different combinations of this have mixed and matched. Stable rules apply, folks. It all gets counted towards the tags. Versus Aerospace. This is only their second ranked tag matchup since arriving here on the scene this year on CWS. Loco Lobo Azul, Pantera Rodos have been around since pretty much the beginning. Landon kicks low, scoops him up, and is Landon, my God, with the space. I don't know what the power bomb, my goodness. He had the space for that powerbomb, man. Look at that Pantera. No selling the powerbomb offense and shoulder tackles. Bernard starts to take him down now. The quick tag, and Loco getting back into the ring. And look at the size difference here between these two men as Bernard Starr drops Loco with the neck breaker, and Loco immediately tags back again. Pantera back, Landon back, and Landon landed the big boot, and that's one small boot for man, one giant boot for mankind. And look, a military press over the top of the head and slams Pantera Rojados flat down to the mat. And look at that, Landon D. Moon climbing high at 5-star frog splash. We got the cover, we got the 1, we got the 2. And Loco allows it. He trusts in Pantera. He got into the ring, but not to break the count, but just to throw a boot in the general direction of Landon D. Moon. And my goodness, look at that. Landon absolutely driving Pantera home. Pantera bought enough time there for the actions of Loco to kick Landon off all the way to Pantera across the chest, and Landon kicking at it too. Surely Pantera is one red cross away from victory. Chops across the chest, and Landon's eating them up. Right hand across the middle and the elbow to the back of the head. Pantera grabs Landon D. Moon. Headlock position, straight rights making Bernard Starr watch. Bernard claiming for the tag. Landon allows it. He connects it. Pantera let it happen. Bernard whipping Pantera off the rope, stuck under, tilting, and a neck breaker took him down. Bernard Starr thinks he's got him right where he wants him. Pantera locking up with Bernard Starr, whipping him into the corner. Makes the tag here to Loco Lobo Azul, and it looks like some double team action again, and from the top, what the, my goodness. 1, 2, and oh my gosh, Bernard Starr gets in and gets the shoulder up as Landon makes his way into the ring. Double chokehold around the top of the head, and Bernard Starr gets thrown around the place. That Doomsday Device, the Specias Locas style. Clothesline from the top, off the shoulders, and it's a long way to drop, and Bernard still in the matchup, but I don't see how. Gets whipped into that corner one more time, and look at that, caught that face and slammed the man down. Loco, tag, Pantera, legal, Bernard in trouble. He's caught him around the throat, and my God, Los Bestias Locas style choke slam. We got the 1, 2. And the shoulder up, I don't believe it. Pantera stalking him. Landon, this is it surely. Bernard's been caught. We're looking at the red cross. Boom, it connects. Flat down, shoulders pressed, and a mat. Pantera's there. 1, 2. The referee tells Landon to stay out of it. And that's it, folks. Pantera Roados picks up victory, and it's their 13th tag win. Aerospace go 1-1. Los Bestias Locas are going to Capital Carnage. Los Bestias Locas versus Bad Manners. And folks, if Bad Manners lose at the pay-per-view, it means Los Bestias Locas will become 3-time tag team champs for the first time ever in the men's division. What an intriguing matchup we have for you at Capital Carnage for Mayhem in Madrid. But folks, before that, I can now announce that the number 1 contenders for the tag team championships will be in singles action next week, taking on their opponents at the pay-per-view. That's right, Bruce Manor will be facing Pantera Roja Dos on next week's show, and Wayne Manor will be facing Loco Lobo Azul. A bit of a tease for next week's show, folks. Personally, I'm looking forward to that. We also know that the Great Danes will be in action against Lock and Load, and we know that King Toro will be wrestling Ozone on next week's show. Ozone Disrespected picked up a victory tonight against the number 1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. That's General Lee Good. General Lee going to face King Toro at Capital Carnage. Ozone has laid down the gauntlet to King Toro. He wants a match with him next week, and King Toro has accepted. And folks, if Ozone can defeat King Toro, he will be added to the Intercontinental Championship matchup at Capital Carnage. What a heck of a statement to be making. Folks, we still have the main event here tonight yet to come, as Big Ben goes 1-1 with Moonbeam Jr., the son of his opponent, at Capital Carnage in a week and a half's time. Don't go anywhere, that match is coming up right here next. Huge night for Los Bestias Locas. What's going to happen in the main event as Moonbeam Jr. takes on Big Ben? Welcome back to your main event here of episode 91 Tombstone TV. This is the Great British Invasion. It's the last stop on our tour around the UK as we head to Spain. That's right, folks. Next week, the Bash in Barcelona ahead of Capital Carnage 4, we're going to have Mayhem in Madrid, and folks, this is something a little bit different. Usually we see Moonbeam Jr. let loose and a little bit wild here, but it looks like to me that things are gonna be a little bit different. Are we doing a bit of mind games perhaps here? The Cosmic Alliance making their way to the ring. That's Moonbeam Originales. In the corner of his own son, Moonbeam Jr. Moonbeam Jr., a former top contender, a winner of a contenders matchup. Main evented opposite Thiago K. Oliveira and contended for that heavyweight world championship once upon a time. Unsuccessfully, he was choked out after putting in a heck of a performance over a period of weeks. And now tonight he's going to be challenging one-on-one against the world's heavyweight champion. Stipulation being, if he can defeat Big Ben here tonight, he will get a title fight down the line, folks. And in his corner tonight, his own father and the man that will be challenging Big Ben this next pay-per-view in about 10 days time, folks, at Capital Carnage 4. When we go to Spain, we're going to have Mayhem in Madrid. Moonbeam Originales, he won that matchup in March of Champions. He was part of the victorious team, 4-on-4. The winning 4 went into singles bouts, folks, 2 semifinals and a final, and in the finals, Moonbeam Originales put down Dragon Noir, claiming an opportunity to contend for a championship prize at a time and a place of his choosing. He chose the World's Heavyweight Championship, and he has chosen Capital Carnage 4. So Big Ben, who is now your World's Heavyweight Champion after defeating Zachary Evans and Hiro Satoshi in that triple threat matchup at WrestleFest 2, Big Ben is defending that Heavyweight World Championship against Moonbeam Originales. Moonbeam on Junior, this is his 15th ranked singles matchup. He's looking for his 7th win. Goes up against a Big Ben with a win-loss record of 18 wins and 12 losses. This is Big Ben's 31st ranked singles matchup, and on top of that, folks, he is one half of the longest reigning men's tag team champions of all time. His team with Big and Tall. Speaking of Big and Tall, we haven't seen Royal Albert Tall here for season 3 at all. Is he coming back to CWS? Who knows? What I do know is that Big Ben is the champion of the world, and he looks great in the prize. And here he is in the main event. We're in the UK, we're in Brighton, England, and the Tower of London himself, Big Ben, is home as the world's heavyweight champion. He goes up against this man here, a strange space-age phenom, Moonbeam Jr. And Big Ben launches straight into Moonbeam with that cross-body assault, and Big Ben kicking at the lower back here of Junior and wrenching the leg. The freaky athleticism of Big Ben to be able to just manipulate the joints of the body like that. And on the outside we can see Moonbeam Originales clapping and cheering along, wishing for his son to get back to his feet and offer up a bit of a fight. And you know that in the back of Moonbeam Originales' mind, in the back of Moonbeam Jr.'s mind, in the back of the mind of Big Ben, we all know Moonbeam Jr. has been sent out here to potentially weaken Big Ben. It's not even about picking up victory per se. If you can just weaken Big Ben to the point that you make him susceptible to damage. We saw last week Big Ben in the main event, he took on Ozone of the Cosmic Alliance, and the week previously he took on Starshine Kid. He has successfully put both of those men down. Oh, look at that dropkick to the side of the head, and here he is looking to take on Moonbeam Jr. My goodness. And Originales locking eyes. He won't take his eyes off of Big Ben. Oh, Big Ben's legs swept out from underneath him. And folks, it's very rare that we get to see a heavyweight world champion competing back-to-back weeks on Tombstone TV. And oh, the big shoulder breaker to Moonbeam Jr. and Big Ben now with the cover. We've got the 1, 2, and oh, Moonbeam shoulders up at the count of 2. Big Ben in total control here as he's locking in this eye rake. He's scratching away at the face here of Moonbeam Jr., who escapes the hold. The dynamic ham almost getting a little too close to the action there, and now Jr. upturning the arm of Big Ben, stomping on the back of it, and look at Jr. already. His makeup, face paint being blasted and splashed all aside. He's locking up Big Ben and folding him up It must be difficult to wrap up a man of that size. Well, Big Ben's power, he just kicked Junior out of him. Escaped the hole, gets up and locks up with Junior, shoving the man back. A lot of people have claimed that, Big Ben, my God, the London Solid pile driver, the King's pile driver. He's taking him down. Is he already looking for the Buckingham choke slam? Maybe that Buckingham power slam. He scoops him up. And Big Ben says, this is it. Boom. Surely, that's it for King and Country. We've got the 1, we've got the 2, we've got the 3. And Big Ben makes short work of Moonbeam Jr. in his 31st ranked singles matchup. Big Ben gets the win. Junior goes 6-9. And folks, let me run down next week's show for you. We know the Pantera Roados will be taking on Bruce Manor in singles action. The Great Danes will be taking on Lock and Load in a tag team matchup. Loco Lobo Azul taking on Wayne Manor. We're going to have Ozone at the Cosmic Alliance challenging King Toro. And if Ozone can defeat the King, he will be added to the King Toro versus General Lee Good for the Intercontinental Championship matchup. That's right, folks. That will become a triple threat. Folks, we have a spot that is as of yet unmatched. There is a space on the card, a mystery match on the show, and folks, I've been told that the Lady Starshine has been requested to face Mississippi yet again, and if Mississippi can pick up the win, she will get a championship matchup at Capital Carnage 4. That's right, we're going to rematch the WrestleFest 2 matchup. If Mississippi can defeat the Lady Starshine on Tombstone TV, she will get a championship matchup on pay-per-view. That sounds safe to me. And folks, lastly, main event of next week. This is unique. This is for the first time ever. We've never done this before. We're going to have 3 number 1 contenders taking on the 3 champions that they're facing off with on the pay-per-view. That's right, folks. We're going to have Niall Fox, the Native Irish Wild Fox, Beautiful Bruno Bravo, and Moonbeam Originales. 3 number 1 contenders for the Light Heavyweight Championship, the Championship of the Internet, and the World's Heavyweight Championship will be taking on the champions Ed Chef, the Grand Raj Ram, and Big Ben, the Tower of London. That's right, folks. Big Ben will be wrestling again next week. That's 4 Tombstone TPs in a row at the pay-per-view, not to mention all of them prior from Last Man Standing on. Big Ben burning the candle at both ends. He's taking his time to get to the tippity top of the mountain. This man main event of the very first show and won episode 1's main event against Carlos Reyes. Now that he's at the top of the mountain, he does not want to not appear on the show. Big Ben will be in action again here next week, folks. Don't go anywhere unless you subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it, put a dream match in the comment below, and I hope to see you here next Tuesday for the Bash in Barcelona ahead of Capital Carnage for Mayhem in Madrid. It's the go home show, folks. Huge stacked card. I hope to see you there. Remember to stay decent. I've been BBA. You guys have been class. See you in Barcelona.